Hi everyone, I'm Ms. Croker. Welcome to AP English Language and Composition, your junior year English course. So happy to have you a part of my class. First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and then the course and also what to expect the next few days. We'll get started. All right, so this is a little bit about me. I graduated from University of Kansas and got my master's from Vanderbilt. I am actually in Lawrence, Kansas, one of the top 10 college towns right now, dropping off our daughter Seville for her freshman year. So right behind me you can see the river, Kansas River, and I'm on a beautiful little promenade here. I've been at Harpeth Hall for 22 years and teaching for more than 30 years. You can see my family here on the slide. Mr. Croker, who also teaches English and art at Harpeth Hall, and our two daughters, Saffron and Seville, both of whom went to Harpeth Hall. Safi was a graduate in 2017 and Seville in class of 2020. Here's another picture, slide of pictures of our family doing things we love to do, like walking, hiking. There's me biking on the greenway, and our dog, Little Crumpet. All right, enough about me. I want to get to know you. And one of the ways I've set up for us to do this is for everyone to record a Flipgrid to introduce themselves to each other as part of the class and, of course, to me. And so I started us off with that. So when you get into the Flipgrid assignment through PowerSchool, you'll see that as the first video. And then you'll upload yours. So it doesn't have to be more than a minute and a half, and you'll just tell a little bit about yourself. You'll see the full assignment on PowerSchool. And the whole purpose is for us to get to know each other as a community. And even though we are separated into different cohorts of green and gray, we will put our different sections together so we'll be able to see each other. All right, so the class. Let me tell you a little bit about what you're in for. You can kind of tell from your summer reading, having delved into the book They Say, I Say, which I think is a pretty friendly little textbook, that you're in for a year of thinking about academic ideas and responding to those ideas. Essentially, the book tells you how to enter the conversation. So whether it's about something in science, medicine, whether it's about something in society, psychology, um, gender, issues of religion, social justice, whatever it may be, you are going to learn how to approach other people's ideas and understand them, and then respond to their arguments using the templates and the ideas that They Say, I Say gives you. In addition, you'll learn how to rely on reliable sources, how to recognize bias, some of the skills that you'll need to acknowledge different sides by conceding good ideas, things that you accept, and refuting others that you want to oppose. All throughout, we will use the kinds of persuasive appeals that you'll actually be starting to recognize in the writing that you're looking at. And I hope that you found some of the articles that you were reading, along with Just Mercy, to be pretty interesting and applicable to your own lives. In addition, you will have bought this other book of rhetoric, Language of Composition, and we'll be using both of these books throughout the year. All right, so this is a class in which you learn to argue, but you learn to create what we call the informed argument, that it's not enough to be able to simply say something because you think it sounds good, but to be able to create some logical appeals behind that argument, to look for holes in your own argument and recognize them in others, and then respond to those. So this slide gives you a little sense of some of the ideas that we'll be getting into and that you can see are all around us as you look at sort of popular magazines, whether it's about body image, whether it's about the American dream, the role of women in the workplace, technology, athletics, nature, etc. You'll see these and work with them throughout the year. We'll have a variety of both things that we read together and respond together as a class, and other things that you choose on your own so that you can have some independent reading and responding. So you've already been introduced to this also through your summer reading, as I mentioned, with Just Mercy, the great book by Brian Stevenson. And as we delve into this book in the next couple of weeks, we'll be concerned not only with what he says, what message he is giving us, but we'll start looking at how he writes, how he portrays his message. And so we'll start looking into the modes of writing that he uses, the types of appeals that he uses, and anything that we see with different authors, we ourselves will try to be able to accomplish on our own. So this class will give you a lot more tools in your toolbox, if you will, in order to engage in arguments out there in society. All right, so here's kind of the what and the how of our class, the content that we'll be doing and the skills that you will be learning. So you will see in the articles that you already saw with They Say, I Say, and in the back pages of Language of Comp, a lot of articles on these different ideas. But unlike reading a novel, say, these are shorter readings, and yet we will be going into them with more depth than you may have done in the past. You will be exposed to a lot of nonfiction, articles, speeches, essays, advertisements, documentaries. We're interested very much in visual rhetoric as well as written rhetoric. And then the how will be looking not for, say, plot or sort of the what happens in any kind of article, but how is the writer persuading the reader? How are they trying to persuade their audience to believe a certain point of view? So we'll be looking at different strategies. The question below is one that comes up time and time again, especially on our rhetorical analysis essays that you will be doing for the AP exam. How do the rhetorical strategies that the writer creates help the speaker achieve his or her purpose? So that's a central question for the year. Again, here are some of the kinds of readings, if you will, and not all of our readings will be read in a traditional way. So some of them are what we call, speeches. Some of them are more literary essays. Some of them are more persuasive. We'll be looking at both kind of classic fiction with, say, a Joan Didion piece or a Rachel Carson excerpt from Silent Spring, and a lot more contemporary things that are happening today. In addition, you'll be doing some outside reading every semester. So in the first semester, you'll be reading a 19th century novel of choice. We'll have a list for you to choose from so that you can get used to that kind of writing. And we'll also be looking at some other nonfiction in winterim and second semester with memoir and argument. By the end of the class, you should feel very prepared to take the AP exam. And when I return next week, you will get more information on this actual exam. But you'll be connected to the AP Classroom portal, and we'll go over this and be prepared throughout the year. So no worries about that. This class also prepares you well for other tests that you'll be taking. It's your junior year. You have a lot of standardized tests that are coming up, the SAT, the ACT, PSAT. It's actually your first one coming up in October. Coincidentally, the kinds of skills that you'll be working on for this course are the same ones that you'll be doing for those essays on those exams. So I like to think about it as sort of a flip of the coin. The SAT essay asks you to analyze an argument that's there and somebody else has made. That's similar to the rhetorical analysis that we'll be doing. The ACT, on the other hand, asks you to create an argument with some information that they give you. And so that's very much like the two other essays that we'll be writing, the argument and synthesis essay. All of these will work together. You'll see both sides of the coin, how to make an argument, how to analyze an argument, and you'll be working with it throughout the year. Our ultimate goal is for you to become the informed citizen, if you will, somebody who is able to look out into the world and engage in it. Engage in being a citizen of the United States by voting, by using your voice, by speaking up, by persuading others. But it is a skill. The skills that you'll get in here are skills that you'll take with you out into the world for college and beyond. And I put this little image of the Harwithal girl and the global innovation because these things really seem to mirror one another. The things that we're trying to get you to reach out and appreciate through our global education at Harpeth-Hall are the very things that this course will help prepare you to do as well. All right, so that's the course in a nutshell. Let's talk sort of brass tacks. What about the next couple of weeks? What is coming up? What is this journey we are on? We are just beginning our race, and we are starting in the starting lane. Where are we going? What's happening just in this first leg? All right, here it is. Probably you're feeling a little bit of anxiety looking at Power School and all of the deadlines, all of the numbers, all of the new ways that we are doing things. In essence, we're trying to simplify some things for you, and let me see if I can help do that for you here. The assignments that you'll get are numbered by unit and by number. So the very first thing you'll see here on the right that you'll do in here is just read this first course landing page and the syllabus. That's your first assignment. You're going to take a little syllabus quiz after reading that syllabus. It's just to check that you've read it and understand it. So that's 1.1, 1.2, etc. You'll notice that the sections, I'm indicating sections, I have A and G, but you won't see the cohorts. Green and gray are not immediately visible. Instead, what I'm doing is simplifying it, and the very first time that that class, A or G, meets, which will be gray, is the day that you'll see the deadline on here. All right, so if you're in green, not to worry, don't panic. Once you actually click into that assignment, you will see the cohorts be delineated. Now, I will say that the first couple of assignments, what we'll do, the sort of getting to know you exercises, those things will all have the same deadlines for every class and every cohort, just so that we're all in line with each other. But once we start delineating, you'll see down here, for example, I've separated green from gray in A block and green from gray in G block. All right, and then some of you were wondering about your summer reading essay. It did say initially over the summer that that would be due at the first full day of class. And of course, we've had to change that a little bit, and you saw that in my email. So in your response to one of the articles of how can we bridge the differences that divide us, we will go through step by step a process that will help support you as you write that and clean it up for a final grade. So you'll just get a completion grade for the next class. You will have a chance to self-edit and proofread based on our talk about the chapters of They Say, I Say. You will have an opportunity to peer edit, and the final draft, which will be worth 100 points, will not be due until after Labor Day. So by that point, you'll really get the hang of things, you'll get some feedback, and you'll be able to put your best foot forward. So up next, in this next part of class, after you watch this video, you'll have time simply to read through our landing page, to read through the syllabus, take that little syllabus check quiz, and maybe even finish your Flipgrid by the time the class ends. After that, shortly after for homework, you are going to respond to two others. So once you've got your Flipgrids up, and everybody, you can see everybody in your class, whether you're green or gray, you can respond, and you'll see the full instructions on that on Power School. And then you'll have the weekend to brush up your essay so you can turn it in by your next synchronous class, and you'll see that those deadlines just kind of are staggered throughout next week. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. I did create an Any Questions discussion board on Power School, so if you have something that you're wondering and you think other people might be wondering, throw it in there. You can always email me, and if you want to see somebody in person, at least for these first couple days while I'm away, see Ms. Sanderson. She's here, she teaches this class, and she'll be well prepared to help you. All right, so your final message is this. We've got this, girls. We're in it to win it. We're together. It's going to be a great year, and I can't wait to see you next week. Good luck with your work over the weekend, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.